Hi, this is Marcus Guiliano from MarcusG.tv, a chef on a mission, or a chef that's pissed off, actually. What do we got, Rachel?
Proposed...
This is going to piss me off, isn't it?
It's going to piss you off.
Okay, what do we got?
Proposed Canadian organic aquaculture standard opposed by over 40 North American organizations.
Okay, so the Canadians have a proposed organic standard for aquaculture, for fish. Currently, the term organic in aquaculture is self-regulated, so anybody can say they have organic salmon, organic tilapia, and it's not the case because there's really no specific definitions for this. So now Canada wants to enact a definition, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, organic label for farmed fish fails to meet consumer expectations and environmental principles. Over 40 organizations, including the Center for Food Safety from across Canada and the U.S. submitted a joint letter opposing the Canada General Standards Board, the CGSB, proposed organic standards that allow antibiotic and chemical treatments of farmed fish.
That's the part that pisses me off. They want to allow antibiotics and chemical treatments for fish in their proposed organic standards.
Jamie, I think he's upset.
I think so.
This is what makes me mad. You know what? It's not only in Canada. The USDA and the FDA are the biggest corrupt organizations out there that don't do diddly squat except take care of, you know, all this stuff is run by insiders from these big companies. You know, so Monsanto gets their guy in there, this company gets their guy in there, and
it's all about money.
They approve stuff that doesn't make sense for us. The FDA and the USDA are corrupt. They are blatantly corrupt, and people who look, somebody said last night, oh, I was looking at the CDC, Center for Disease website. If it's a government run, garbage. These people are run by lobbyists, big corporations, and it's to protect corporate tax dollars. It's not to protect our health. Not in the least bit. So now, Canada wants to approve organic aquaculture with antibiotics and chemical
treatments for farmed fish.
Chemical treatments for farmed fish. Now there's 40 organizations that are opposing this
in North America.
In North America that are sending them letters. You know, this happened 10, 15 years ago with the organic standards. They wanted to put GMO foods, genetically modified foods in. And the FDA, whoever got thousands, or the USDA got thousands, hundreds of thousands of letters from consumers saying this isn't right, and it's not right. That genetically modified thing for the Organic Standards Act would have benefited Monsanto. Wouldn't have benefited us. Currently, like 75% of our acreage in America is planted with genetically modified crops. It is a shame. There's no studies done. But kudos in California, one of the judges pulled sugar beets. Genetically modified sugar beets a couple weeks ago. No more planting of genetically modified sugar beets in California. Judge stopped it, put an order on it, and stopped it. But he wants to see a safety study first. So now what's going to happen? Monsanto's going to come out and pay somebody to do a safety study, and they're going to pay for the results that they want to see. It's not going to be done by an outside agency, peer-reviewed, and done by expert scientists that aren't affiliated. They're going to pay a study to prove what they want to do. This is how drugs work. This is how vaccines work. This is how antibiotics work, or whatever it is. These companies, when they pay for a study, they say, prove X. If it proves Y and Z, throw that part out, because we're not here to prove that. You know, in vaccines, Rachel, if there's side effects with some of the kids with the vaccines, they don't count those. They put those, they say, we're not here to prove that the vaccine has side effects, so let's get rid of these groups of kids and just prove that the vaccine will produce antibodies. That's how they produce their vaccines. Vaccines safe and effective is if it produces antibodies in your system. So then they deem it safe and effective because they've gotten all the people who've gotten reactions out of the group. They've kept it to the antibody level, and then all of a sudden they realize that's not working. So what do they come up with? A booster shot. They've admitted it's not working. Why do you need a booster? When you get an immunity in real life, if you're exposed to a germ, a disease, a pathogen, and your body builds up a natural immunity, it's for the life. It's lifetime immunity. It's not what you get in a vaccination, which needs booster shots and where they admit it doesn't work and it's going the unnatural way. Now, I know I veered off on some tangents here. What are the main points of this besides antibiotics? I mean, this is just outrageous.
Okay.
So what do you do as a consumer? I'm pissed, so I gotta keep ranting on this.
It's okay.
You write letters. Who can they write a letter to? Who can they support? Who do they have to bitch at? Who do they have to write? What companies need support? What organizations need support right now?
Well, I'm looking at the actual letter, which you can, from this article, which we'll post the link to, we'll show you the actual letter. We'll also give you the link to the actual letter. Shows you the undersigned supporters. And there are the different companies that are supporting this, like Living Ocean Society, the Teapot Suzuki Environmental Foundation, the David Suzuki Foundation, the Salmon Aquaculture Program Coordinator, Watershed Watch, Salmon Society, Ecology Action Center. So, but
there's a lot of groups. So
yeah.
what I recommend is going on to the link that we're going to provide on this blog.
Yeah.
Check those people out. Email them. Ask what you can do. Ask them if there's petitions you can sign.
But these are, I just thought we would do just the proposed organic aquaculture standards, which would be allowed, that they would allow.
Okay.
There's just a list that they would allow.
Uncontrolled disposal of fish feces into the ocean. That's good, huh? That's part of the Organic Standards Act in Canada
right.
for agriculture.
The spread of disease and parasites lethal to wild fish, uncontrolled disposal of fish feces into the ocean, a weak definition of what constitutes a sustainable fishery with corresponding unlimited use of sustainable wild fish and feed, since operations use sustainably more wild fish and feed than farm salmon produce. This allows farm fish to be certified organic despite contributing to a net loss of marine protein.
Right.
And
Sustainability and sometimes organic are two totally different words. They don't meet. The term organic's made by big corporations and it's made to work. So we have an organic market. Sometimes organic's not that sustainable. So here what's happening is they're taking wild fish, gathering it up, taking this wild fish, turning into fish pellets to feed to the farmed fish that they're going to certify organic. But in reality, they could be harvesting 3 pounds of wild fish to make 1 pound of organic fish. So this is not sustainable, but it's still part of the certified organic. Remember, if organic was such a, I guess back up to this point, if organic was such a thing where it was a perfect world, we wouldn't have much organic. But by their proposals here, this doesn't even look close to what organic should even be closely related to. So up to 30% of the feed from non-organic, unsustainable sources if organic sources are unavailable. So if they can't get organic sources, they can have an option of doing 30% from non-organic. It's amazing. As opposed to 100% of organic feed currently required for other livestock. So other livestock have beef life or chicken, organic chicken and organic beef has stricter certifications in this.
It's crazy.
Escapes of farmed fish that compete or interbreed with wild fish. I mean, this is a big problem. These fish, all kinds of fish farming has problems in general. Most fish farms you really want to look at very carefully. Now, there are some fish farms that are doing really, really good things out there. Like Australia's aquaculture in western Massachusetts that has the inland barramundi farms. So there are some people that are doing some really good jobs, so you can't lump it all together and say all farmed fish is bad. We're talking about organic. Log on to the link, write letters, do something, speak up, because this is what it's coming to.
Yeah.
So
we need to do.
I'm Marcus Guiliano, MarcusG.tv. I'm a chef on a mission.